say before I go watch Nancy Grace and Officer Hate go live about the Nolan Wells. So, hold on. I'm busy. I'm busy. What? I'm busy. I'm on live. You gotta wait. Okay, so listen. I cannot wait to see Nancy Grace eat Officer Hate up. I'm so sick of him. He is so fucking irritating. But however, with the Nolan Wells situation, it's just so much shit going on. It's so much fake shit. It's so much real shit. It's overwhelming. It's a lot. Is my nervous system. Every day I think about this. And I just feel like this somebody that I know. And I just can't let it go. So I think about it. I try to look around before I even say anything because I don't even really want to say too much right now because there's so much stuff that's coming out, so much proof, so much, like I said, fake stuff and all this stuff like that. But Officer Tatum coming out and insinuating that Nolan was doing crack, that Nolan was on drugs, and out of all these people on this island, out of all these white people on this island, everybody was saying no to the cocaine, but Nolan was the only one that took cocaine. First off, I just want to say that's not even our choice of drug. That's not even black people's choice of drug. Nigga would do some lean or pop a perk, a Xanax, or something before they even think about doing that. We frown so much upon that drug, and I'm not saying that there are people that do it, right? But we frown upon it because of the history that it has beyond us, and then plus if ain't no white people doing it, we definitely, if we do it and the white people ain't joining in, we about to hide that shit. We ain't even about to do it. We gonna turn it down that day. Like, damn, even they ain't doing it. Oh, hell no, I can't. However, we know that that's their choice of drug. That's what they do. We like weed. We like liquor. That's what we've always done. Weed and liquor. We smoke weed. We smoke liquor. I mean, we drink liquor. That's what we smoke. We drink liquor. But my whole thing is that's not the average black person's choice of drug. Is not cocaine. So, however the case may be, even if they did give him cocaine, okay, he still didn't drown. So, how the fuck his body get in the water? Y'all trying to make us now. Y'all coming out to my he had an altercation. He was fighting somebody. This is what I think happened. I ain't gonna cap to you. So this is what I think happened. Tristan is a white black. He's a white black. He's a black guy who think he white and he will take white people's side or black people's side to fit in with white people. He's a white black. That's what Tristan is. So Tristan is a white black. Tristan said that he got into it with his girlfriend. I'm sure his girlfriend white because he done talked about how he don't even like his family, how his family never did nothing for him. So I guess the white people that accepted him all his life. So now that's them his people. So he not a part of our community. He a part of their community. So when some shit happened to Tristan, or when they throw him under the bus, or he ended up getting charged with this shit, we don't ask for justice for him. We don't fuck with him. He already chose his side in the beginning. When you already picked the other side over Nolan, we don't fuck with you. However, Tristan said he got into it with his girlfriend outside, right? So if Tristan got into it with his girlfriend outside and some man approached him and checked him about it and they got into a situation or altercation, him and this man. A man he does not know, a random man approached him and told him he need to watch how he talking to his girlfriend. Now, that don't sound normal. It could be normal if we're out in public and you getting beat up by a man, most men would say, hey, you don't hit no woman like that. Okay, hey y'all, he's not getting hit by, he wasn't hitting her, they were arguing. So even if you see a couple arguing, who are you to feel like you can go up to a man and tell him how to handle his woman or the situation that he's having with his woman? I most likely, I can bet you, I'm 99.7% sure that man who approached Tristan was white, and he didn't like how he saw a black man talking to a white woman. And you in the South, and you in that part of the South. My grandmother and them was from that part of the South, and that's just very racist. It's still very racist to this day. So I'm not even about to sit up there and go through. I know what the fuck my grandma told me about living down there. And if you ain't never lived down there near Macomb, Mississippi, Biloxi, Mississippi, Ocean Springs, Mississippi, nowhere near down the rural areas, we're still white. We're still to this day, white people is looking at you like, bitch, you better get out this town before we hang you. Okay, so I'm sure that it was a white man who approached him and was like, nigga, you ain't gonna be talking to our Southern Belle like that. Boom. Okay, so he gets into an argument. Remember they saying, Javon and them saying that wasn't Nolan saying, hey, give me my fucking phone, give me my phone. They saying that the boy was so belligerent, he was so drunk, he was so mad, he was so angry, he was so aggressive, they had to get him up on the boat, up out of there. That was Tristan. That's who they all was talking about. They was talking about Tristan when they said that. So Tristan, you got into it with this white man. You said you got into an altercation that day. The only altercation you said that you had that day was with the white man. I'm not gonna say white man, with the man who approached you over your girlfriend, which I'm almost for certain he's white. You had an altercation with him. So that's the altercation that went out, because you never mentioned no other altercations. You never said that the reason why you was yelling about your phone, da 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 da. So however, they was trying to get you to fuck up out of there, or whatever the case may be, and you like, well, give me my phone. Let me get my phone before I get up out of here, which Nolan should have been able to get his phone before he got fucking left behind, because he didn't get left behind. He was on that boat dead, and we heard it on the call. So my thing is this, okay, Tristan, that was your fight, but then Warren brother got into a fight. He run over there, his brother fighting with a nigga. He gets his brother and bring his brother back to the water, and then they realize the boat sinking, and now they get on the boat and they tell him, Nolan to come on, Nolan, come on, Nolan, come on. Now they saying that Nolan stayed behind and he was using drugs and he got into a fight. Okay, if he was drunk and high off cocaine and he got into a fight, what he do? Try to swim home and get away from the people he was fighting? I know he ain't that motherfucker stupid to think that he could swim home from Horn Island. No. Now it's all coming out. Y'all got into a fight. Warren, your brother probably was fucking over there helping Bart fight fucking Nolan, because you said that it was your brother and two other people. You didn't say who the two other people was. You said it was your brother and two other people having a fight, and you said then I went over there. You said no, I didn't just walk over there. I ran over there because it was my brother. That's what you said in your interview. I ran over there. I jetted over there through the water, ran over there to get my brother, trying to calm him down. No. Long story short, y'all fought Nolan on that island, and something happened. Somebody probably held his face down, because listen, and this is the occipital bone, right? So if you have it's not like trauma, or it's not like a concussion, right? It's okay. You know how somebody grab you real hard, or they like grab your neck real hard, and then you like you have those red marks on your neck or on your arm. You know what I'm saying? But your bones may not be bruised, other things, but you have like that red end bruise, right? So if he didn't drown, if nobody didn't put their hand behind his head to hold it down in the water like this, they could have suffocated him in the sand. If you fighting somebody and you get on the back of them and you push their head down in the sand, you got your hand on this part of their head all the way across from ear to ear like this, and you got their head down. It's not the neck, y'all. It's the right above the neck. Like when your braids start going to the back and they start falling straight down right here. You hold their head down. My brother used to play too much when we was little and act like he was going to suffocate us. He used to push our head down in the pillow, but I'm going to suffocate you, and be playing, right? My mama used to be mad as hell about that. Like, stop fucking playing like that, because you can make a mistake. You don't never know if they really can breathe or not. Stop playing like that. And right there on the back of your head is where they hold your head at. It's not the neck. They can hold the neck, but if you really want to hold somebody down, you get this part of the head, not the neck, because they can still turn. If you get this part of the head, you can just push it down and it won't be able to turn it, right? So I'm feeling like the pressure from that, and Nolan trying to come back up like this, but they pushing down and he trying to bring his head back up, is what created the red area, which is just like a bruise. It's not like one of them bruises where you looking at the tissue and the tissue is broken. It's just that, like, if you lean up against something really hard for a long time and then you come up off of it, it'd be like a darkened red area on your skin, right? So that's what I'm getting. So however, back to the fight. Y'all done got into this fight. Y'all done left. Y'all done hurried up and drug Nolan, because like from what's the lady name? What's that sports? Who she sports? She said that it was a bunch of commotion about like how the people was out there, and they was saying that they hurried up and got on the boats and jetted out the boats because somebody had called the police, because it was a big brawl out there. What's really going on now? If you don't believe it's a big brawl, then why is it that Tristan got a physical altercation going on with a guy? Why Warren's brother got a situation going on with two guys? So right there, that's 5 people outside fighting. And when you see 5 people fighting, it's definitely gonna become a brawl, especially with white people. They love jumping in and helping their friends and shit. Y'all seen Montgomery, bro. Soon as one motherfucker got to go and they was on it. And it's a black boy, so you mean to tell me Tristan was probably out there having issues with the white people? That's why somebody got him up out of there. His uncle, he said he came with his uncle. His uncle probably like, man, hell no, nigga. We in the black people in the South know about it. When I be in the South, I got family in the South. When I go to the South, the black people will tell me, like, you can't do that down here. They will say stuff like that. Or, don't say that. Don't do that. You can't do that down here. We know this ain't the right area. And this, oh, you in the wrong area. Wait till we get here or wait till we get there. It's a lot of that going on. I don't say that to you when you in Detroit. You do what the fuck you want to do around this bitch. I ain't got to tell you in Detroit, be careful when you go to that park over there. Maybe some gay motherfuckers, it's a gay park. I'm going to tell you, hey, that's the gay park. If you ain't gay, don't go there. But not know you got to go to a park and you got to worry about a motherfucker killing you. You go to a certain neighborhood and you just got to worry about a motherfucker killing you on GP. No, if you go to a certain neighborhood and a motherfucker killed you, they had a problem with you. And they caught your ass like, oh, I finally caught you, nigga. What's up? Bow. They shoot you. Bow. Or they fight you or whatever the case may be. So my whole thing is, no, it was a brawl out there. It was a brawl. And they dragged Nolan's body on that boat and tried to get the fuck up out of there. Because if they had left Nolan's body on the island, and they had left, like, say, okay, the fight went down, somebody suffocated Nolan, face in the sand, boom, he laid out on the ground. If we leave and leave him here, it's 100,000 people out here. When the police arrive, they're going to say what happened. So we got to take this body with us because they don't know if he dead. They don't know if he just got knocked out. They didn't even know. Warren and Wyatt and them didn't even know if Nolan was dead. They just knew he was knocked out. You could have a fight with somebody and get knocked out and be good a couple minutes later. So they drug him on the boat. And that's when they realized that he was dead. When we all heard it on the tow car. That's when they said, oh my God, is he dead? Is he dead? Mind you, let's go back to Tristan and Warren. It's these same 2 niggas. They know everything. These niggas know everything. I'm starting to think Tristan didn't even leave early. I'm starting to think that he was still there at this point. Because you know too much for you to have been left before all this shit went down. Because you already had a fight with somebody trying to tell you how to talk to your girlfriend and how to have a relationship with your girlfriend. A nigga you don't even know. That don't even make sense. Whatever. It probably was somebody they did know. Somebody the girl was related to and probably came over there and told them, you better get your ass up off this island, nigga, before we fuck you up. And they uncle like, we don't want no smoke. We is on an island with 1,000 white people. This is Clan Island. Because they saying that Horn Island is the place where Clan go to, and Ship Island is the place where black people go to. Like, you go to Ship Island and it's full of black people. You go to Horn Island, it's all Clan descendants. Clan descendants and they friends and rich white people. And this is another thing to black people. I want y'all to, I'm not saying don't have white friends, because I'm from Detroit, Michigan, where I can have white friends, okay? I can, but I don't. And it ain't nothing to it. I have had white friends in the past. I just haven't seen them. Years went by. We don't keep in touch. So, hey, they still cool. You know, if I see them, it's all love. But just my environment in the city where I live at, it's just not. It's rare for me to just have a white friend, because at my school, it's probably barely gonna be some white teachers, but it's probably barely gonna be some white friends. I went to a white school. I graduated from an all white school, from a majority white school, but that school is not in Detroit. That's where I graduated from. I did my senior and I did my freshman, sophomore. What's that? I did my junior and my senior year there. The school that I went to for my freshman and my sophomore year was in Detroit, and it was a black school. And I don't remember no white kids going to school with me. I went to school with a lot of Chaldeans and Arabs and stuff, because when I was at elementary school, because my elementary school was like literally by the city. It's literally Detroit, but whatever. It's called Hamtramck, and like Hamtramck is like a city where it's like the Chaldean city. So all the businesses are owned by them, all the houses are owned by them. Every block you go on, it's all Chaldeans and whatever, Middle Eastern motherfuckers or whatever. So I went to elementary school with a lot of them coming up, and They didn't know how to speak English. So it was like a real experience with them. I taught them how to speak English. They taught me how to speak their language. I taught them how to write in English. They taught me how to write in their language, Arabic. So whatever the Arabic language is or whatever, I used to know how to do that stuff. I haven't did it since elementary, so I don't really remember none of the language or how to write. I used to know how to write my name and write in certain things and stuff like that. But so we don't have to really worry about that. But it's just so crazy because I'm starting to think that in the end, Tristan and Javon is going to get thrown under the bus. I think that they're going to end up throwing Javon and Tristan under the bus. That's what I think going to happen. I think that's what's going to happen because every single thing that they have said so far has been proven to be a lie. They said they left at 3. Then all of a sudden they left at 4. 4:30. They said they was over 31 feet of water. According to GPS, it was never 31. If anything, the most it could have been is 20 feet. And the sea tow lady, when she got the coordinates, she was so confused because she like, wait, you on Horn Island? Like, how'd you sinking and you on the island? Like, you on Horn Island? And he like, yeah. And she's like, okay, well, how far is the water coming up? I don't know. We're just going down. We're sinking. Okay, but when Officer Tatum did the interview, you had this detailed. We'll see the bilge pump is at the back, and you go back and you open the cap, and it's right there by the train. And when I opened the cap up to the bilge pump, the water was coming up. It was going into the transmission, so that's not good at that point. When the lady asked you, how far is the water coming up? Is it to your ankles? How many inches is it? Where is the water at? So that they can know how much time you had left before you sunk. You told her, I don't know. We just sinking. But then you told Officer Tatum exactly where the water was at, how you know that the water was too high and you didn't have much time left because it was near the transmission and it was going into the vents of the transmission and all this shit. You know so much about boat life and sea life and captain and this and how the water work and how it is to be a boater and all of this. But you know all of this shit about this boat. You know how to work the boat. You know how to drive the boat. You know how to do all this shit. But when that lady asked you, how far is the water coming up so that she could see how much time she had to get you help, you told her you didn't know. I don't know. We just sinking. Because there wasn't no fucking water. And if you had told her that it was up to the spot where you told Officer Tatum, she probably would have sent the fucking Coast Guard anyway. Because 7 people on that boat and it's that high, y'all don't got long at 31 feet of water. And I wouldn't even gave a fuck if you said don't send the Coast Guard. I'm sending the Coast Guard because as the person that she is on her job, if she would have done that to you, that would have been negligence. That would have been, she could have probably got in trouble for that if y'all would have all drowned at 31 feet of water and you called for help and she asked you and she knew that you were drowning and she just didn't send nobody, regardless to what you said. That if you call 911 and you tell them never mind, the police still gonna show up at your door just because your ass should never call. So we really about to come see what's going on because what if you're not okay? Didn't make sense. Then the granddaddy already called to stop y'all. Y'all must have told the granddaddy, like, I'm about to call. We about to have C-Tow come tow us. And he probably like, why would you do that dumb shit? Because they thinking if they call C-Tow because it's just a towing company. Because you could call the towing company and to have the car towed from the towing company with a body in the back of your car. And the towing company is not going to check your car. They're not there for that. They just there to give you a ride back. So when the drunk ass nigga, high off crack ass nigga said that to his granddaddy interfered that. This dumb ass nigga, he probably told him like, don't call them. I'm going to find somebody to come help y'all. His ass like, fuck that. Hell no. We need this alibi. And plus, fuck that. Hell no. That's why I'm kind of confused. It's like, damn, was the boat sinking? Not sinking. Was the shit flooding? It could have been flooding and it just wasn't as high as what he was saying. Or it could have been flooding a little bit and they weren't even in 31 feet of water. He just needed that excuse because they was trying to get off the fucking island. And you know what? God been working through this case the whole time because How all of a sudden when y'all get into a fight and all of this shit and y'all dragging Nolan body back to a boat or taking him back to the boat, because this is what the people said. They said that they put Nolan body up on that boat and sped up out of there. That is what the people were saying originally. This was weeks ago. They said it was, they had been said it was altercations. Then all this other stuff came out and people stopped talking about the so-called fights that was going down. Now the fights is coming back up because now they are actually admitting out their own mouth to having fights. When before they were saying ain't nothing happened, they don't know what happened. So that's my thing. Maybe it was, maybe they made the bilge pump flood on purpose. They could have unplugged the boat and let a little water get in and plugged it up and let it come up so that they could call for excuse for a tow and act like it was towed. And they probably was going to put Nolan's body somewhere on the boat and cover it up, because the tow people's not going to search your boat. They're going to come to the bilge pump. They're going to look. Or they're going to see what it is. They're going to tow you up. They're going to tell you to pull the thing, and they're going to pull you so some of the water can drain out. And then they're going to tow you to where you got to go. You call a tow truck company to tow your car, they are not checking your car. They're just going to tow it to wherever you told them to. But if you call the police might just start doing anything. I'm telling you, I know the police had just started doing anything. I called the police for help and I ended up going to jail. No matter of fact, I didn't call the police for help. My engine went out on the freeway. What happened what happened to me when I went to jail? I think something happened, like I ran out of gas or something like that, and I was waiting on somebody to come help me, and the police saw me on the side of the road, and they came and they was like, thank you, and they came and they was like, can I get your driver's license? And I knew that my license was suspended, so off rip I just was like, I ain't even gonna lie to you, my license suspended. And he like, okay, well, could you still give it to me or whatever? So I gave him my license or whatever, and he came back and was like, yeah, you got a warrant. Or did I have a warrant? I don't know if I had a warrant or if he said I didn't have no insurance. I don't know. This nigga said something, because I think he even said something crazy like when he ran my plate, I got a September sticker. Or I got my basically saying the sticker was September, because that car was registered in his name that I was driving. My birthday is in May, so when he looked at my driver's license, he said, you got a September sticker, but it's registering as May. And I said, he said it's popping up as May. And I said, how? When the car is in my name and her birthday is in September. That don't make sense. But however, I was on the side of the road minding my business waiting for somebody to come help me, and I just went to jail. Nigga just want to search the car. Then once they handcuff you, they get to looking all in your shit. They got you in the car, they looking in your fucking car, and they don't have the right to do that. But what you gonna do when you in the back of the car and handcuffed, waiting for them to take you away, and they in your car turning off the ignition and looking at shit? I don't fucking know. So my whole thing is this, yeah, when you call the tow company, they're not gonna search your car. They're not the legal authorities. They can't even do that. They just there to tow your fucking car. So like they tried to call the tow, the granddaddy on some, hell no. Y'all talking about this boy on the boat. Y'all don't know if he dead. Nobody needs to be coming to y'all. What y'all need to calm down. I'm finna call somebody to come get y'all. Boom. However, either the granddaddy called Bart, they called Bart, because y'all was actually calling sick tow. Bart must have showed up. And y'all, that's why y'all hung up the phone before the lady could click back over. So that's all I'm thinking. Hey y'all, how these things work? What is these little things, y'all? I'm new to this. What it say? What is these little stars, top fans? What is that y'all doing? That don't cost, do it? Do that cost? Do that cost when y'all be commenting with the little thing like that? I don't know how that works, because I don't even know if I'm monetized. I don't even got that many subscribers. But I don't know. It's just weird, and I'm really killing time. I told you I was killing time on here to Nancy Grace, and I know y'all gonna want to go over there today because Nancy Grace and Officer Tatum, they are planning a live. It's gonna start in 8 minutes at 6 o'clock. They got a live plan together, and I just was watching the video because I don't like Officer Tatum, so I really don't watch him. But I've been kind of been forced to watch him a little bit with some of the stuff just so I could kind of see what I need to see from these other people because he don't even want reporting on their behalf. So whatever. But I think Nancy Grace gonna cuss his ass out. And you know what? A part of me thinking that he gonna change his whole little attitude when he get on there with Nancy Grace because he know Nancy Grace will call every last lie out that he tell and she will call it out. She will basically say you lying without saying you lying and then make you admit that you lying. So y'all not telling me what is these little things that y'all doing? Cause I comment on somebody's stuff and I sent them a little gift. You know what I mean? I sent them I did a little super chat or whatever just to support. And when I did it, that little crown thing was popping up. I don't know. But y'all, I'm not gonna lie. And as y'all know, I'm spiritual, so I might as well give y'all my stuff. So my I own a spiritual store, so I have a store where I sell spiritual candles, incense, like my candles for money, candles for beating court cases, candles for returning energy back to your enemies, people who send you ill will, people who try to get you fired, people who speaking bad on your name. I got candles for shutting people up, whether that's people that's fighting a court case, if you got people that's snitching on you, people that won't keep your name out their mouth, whether it's at work spreading rumors. I have shut the fuck up candles. My website is www.shoprooted.intentions. So that's going to be shop, S-H-O-P, rooted, R-O-O-T-E-D, intentions, INTENTIONS, right? So rooted intentions. Also, you can find me on Instagram at rooted intentions _botanica. But my personal page on rooted on Instagram is root worker. Just how it is on here. It's ROOTWORKAH. So it's not root worker, but root worker with an AH instead of an ER. Because I hate an ER. I hate an ER. I hate an ER. I don't even like talking and saying ER for real. Like, and my grandma is an English teacher, so she will always get on us like, why are you talking like that? It's this, it's that. No, that's what they taught us. We had our own language. That's why if we talk in our true dialect, people will say they think we speak it in another language. Okay? So I've had people a few times ask me, what did you just say? Like a person that's black that grew up in the same community as me, because like my mom and then they say words a certain way. This is with everybody, because I have nieces and nephews where they family is from the South, even though they've been in Detroit for so long, but they still talk heavily like they're from the South. So even my nieces and nephews talk like this. And I mean, they are multiple generations have been in the North. And my nieces and nephews sound so country compared to me, because on their mom's side, because they're my brother kids, on their mom's side, they grandma and them, like, they be like, girls, what you doing with all that smoke? They be talking like that and shit. So it just be like, my nephew, he don't say smoke. He be like, gone with all that smoke. Like, that's how he talk. But I say smoke. Like, man, all that smoke, it's too much smoke in here. He be like, man, it's too much smoke in here. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and that's my family. But, you know, people are with their mom. Well, my family, if you have a father and you're related to me through your father, you probably gonna be with your father's side of the family more than your mama's side. Most people be with their mama's side most of the family, but my family don't play that. I got a lot of men in my family, and my grandma and my mama, they are matriarchs. They are true matriarchs. They make sure all the kids, like when my uncles were in prison, every weekend, every summer, every break that we had from school, my cousins were with us. My grandma didn't play that shit. Now, when I say every weekend, it was like literally, I'm at home for 5 days, then my cousins come. Then they go back home because we got school. And then any Christmas break, spring break, even if the break is Easter break for 3 days, they were with us. My grandmother also, because she took them every weekend to see their dad, which was her sons, in prison, So they always were with us. So during the weekdays, they really didn't get time with their mom's side of the family, because the free time is weekends and stuff, because everybody in school during the week, they were with us. So I got a family where if you the grandma on the daddy side of the family, you ain't got to worry about not seeing your grandkids, okay? Because my family is very tight knit like that. Like, even some of my cousins, they're not my cousins biologically, but when my uncles got with their moms, they already had those sons or those daughters, and they just took them in as their kids. And they daddies, they biological daddies, we don't know who the fuck they is, because our uncles basically became their daddies. And my grandma is their grandma. Nobody views them as not in the family. Nobody even brings up the fact that we even, like, it doesn't even seem like they're not in the family. It's like, that's my cousin. So you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. But I'm gonna start. Let me know if y'all want to want me to get on here. If y'all want me to get on here and just talk about topics. If y'all want me to talk about spiritual shit. If y'all want me to start exposing spiritual shit, like how people are out here actually spiritual and they don't want people to know, like they don't want men to know, because they want to put love spells on you. I could tell you, I could do content on how to watch out for a person and how to make sure a person or a woman or a man is not putting magic on you to like dominate and manipulate you romantically, right? Financially, right? Because it's a lot of roots and a lot of things that you can do to make a man spend more money on you, to make a man listen to you more. Same with the woman. You can do spells on a woman to make her spend money on you, to make her give. Listen, sex, that dick is a spell, okay? He could put that dick on you, and you'll be giving him everything because you stared in his eyes. He told you to tell him that this pussy is his. He told you to tell him that you love him, and tell him that you'll do anything for him, and all of this. And once a person puts you under that spell, that's for another motherfucking life. But tell me if y'all want me to go live about spiritual stuff like that, spitting in people's mouth and all that. Those are spells. They will literally have you obsessed. They will literally have your mind clouded. They will literally have your will being controlled by another. So meaning that you will become more weaker in your willpower, and you will not be in full control of the free will that God gave you, because your will can be taken. It can be manipulated. It can be dominated. And that's what people don't understand. Now, if a person strips you of their free will entirely, they might die. I ain't gonna cap. That's against universal law. You cannot remove people's free will. That's why people don't do it. Bad shit might start happening. But I'm gonna be back, so y'all just let me know. Again, shop rootedintentions.com. Shop rootedintentions.com. I have body butters, sugar scrubs, salt scrubs. The salt scrubs is for cleansing and protection. The sugar scrubs is for money and attraction. I have attraction sugar scrubs and body butters for men, for you to attract romance, for you to increase your romance, your romantic life, your magnetism, your aura in a romantic way. The pheromones, the enhancement of your pheromones and everything, so that you can attract, so that you can dominate, so that when you go on places, people will be more liking to you. Okay. I have sugar scrubs and body butters for money manifestation. These are